How you doing, everyone? Just currently having a little sip of coffee in Italy. Hello, and welcome back to In the Dugout FM. I am Millers, and I'm actually not really in Italy. I wish I was, but there is a story for the summer. We've been very busy, but also we've been a man very much in demand. So far, we have turned down the job coaching the Spanish national team. Not for us, is it? It's not what we're trying to achieve. The Italian national team, again, the same. By the way, both of them offered me $100,000 a week. So in real life, if we weren't going for the Champions League, I'm going doing that. Just so we're all very, very clear. 5.2 million a year. Yeah, I'm in. And the Rossoneri, AC Milan, offered us the job. Now, I was so keen to take this. I genuinely was, right? They had a really poor season last season. And as such, they were in the market for a manager. We became the favourite for the job. And I entertained a conversation with them. We went right the way through. I talked to them about who I'd want to bring in. Again, they didn't really have the budget to do what I would want to do, which is bring Robin and Ashley along with me. And then they offered me the job, right? But they offered me the job on $23,000 a week, which is something like, I don't know, $13,000 less than I'm on now, I want to say. Just quickly looking, 33, so $10,000 less than I'm on at Coventry. And in my mind, would I move to Italy, a foreign country, knowing nothing and nobody, for $10,000 a week less, despite the fact that it's the Rossoneri? And I just don't think that I would. I don't think that I would when we're building a reputation here that's fairly solid. You know, we've got a decent rep now. We've got our badges. We know what we're doing, and the fact we're being linked with these jobs is a great sign. But I just wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. So I turned it down, and we're still here at Coventry. So we've had an interesting window. I don't feel like it's been a successful window. Time will tell. We've moved some people out, we've moved some people in, but I don't think we've got enough strength in depth, and therefore I'm still quite active, or my scouts are. My director of football is doing my head in to the point where I might well just turn off his ability to start transfers, because he just signed, or he attempts to sign, some absolute dross. If it wasn't for one or two lads that he said, you might want to look at this kid, I would definitely have already done it. Let's talk about transfers, though. So we've spent a fair bit of money, all right? I'm not going to shy away from that. A lot of it is on this kid, who is tremendously good. Right winger, going to go straight into the first team, 21 years old, all the ability in the world, could be a 5-star. So we've got two very, very strong, quick, young English wingers now, which ties into our philosophy. It ties into the way we play. Really, really pleased to welcome him on board. I didn't spend all of that money up front. There is some instalments and what have you in the deal, but nonetheless, it was a big chunk of what we wanted to do. But I'm really pleased to have brought him in. Okay, then we signed a new goalie, Tim Goller. So he's 6'4". He's a big unit. Really impressed with him. Again, when I signed him, he was 4 stars. He's arrived, he's 3. Don't know what happens on that journey between wherever they're from and Coventry, but something happens. I like him, though. Definitely an upgrade for me, and he's going to be our starting goalie for the league. We also signed Aldo Pignotti. This is a signing by the director of football, and I needed cover at right back. I let him go and do it, all right? I let him sign him. But you can see who wants him, right? He's wanted by Solihull Moors, round the corner from my house, by the way, and he's wanted by Connors Quay. Now, he's currently in the squad in a Premier League team. I don't see it. Anyway, we then signed Pau Kubasi. Again, a ball-playing defender, someone who can do a little bit on the football and likes to stride out with it. 6 foot, good unit. Right-footed though, so he's probably on the wrong side for the way we play our ball-playing defender. But nonetheless, I like him. Nice and brave, good heading, reasonable jumping reach. Like him. So he's come in the van, no problem at all. And he cheap as chips as well, by the way. We spent a lot on Martin Fernandez, experienced right back. Lots of potential still for a 26-year-old. Didn't want the earth in terms of a salary. Still got potential to go and get capped. And if he gets capped, I think we'll get more money for him if we do need to sell him. But actually, he's going to come in as our starting right back, which tells you a little bit as to who's gone out. And then we also signed a further backup in a new goalie. Great on one-on-ones. Really liked him. He's going to be a fringe player. He's quite happy to take a backup contract, but in comes Alessandro as well. And we've just sent him on a language course. So that's who we've brought in. Out, in terms of players that have gone out, we've been busy. I have let Lennon go. The fans really didn't like him for some reason. And he wasn't anywhere close to breaking into the first team, and players and teams were sniffing around him. So we've let him go for 1 million with some add-ons if he gets sold. So we're okay with that. We talked about at the end of the season, Duo. Was he reaching the sort of the pinnacle of what he could do for us? I think so. We've let him go to Charleroi. I never ever see him getting that kind of money for him. We've sold him for 22 million, so a good bit of business for what we did. And he served his purpose for us, and we wish him well in his future endeavours. Harvey's come in and gone. He didn't work out. I really, really wanted him to work out. He didn't work out. We took a loss. So he's gone to Swansea. Championship is probably his level. I got too giddy. My bad. Ngui's come in and gone out. Again, he was a director of football signing, not trying to pass the buck, but he was, and I accepted it because we needed cover. But we've took a big loss on Ngui. But he's going to go out, saves us the money we were paying him on wages. Andy Irvine was desperate to leave. The fans were quite happy to see him go. He was quite clearly only a fringe player. He's now going to be a squad player at Norwich. And we got 4.5 million for him. So we made a profit in the time he was with us. And actually, we were paying him a hell of a lot of money each week. So he's gone out. Gav Bazzuno, he obviously dropped down the pecking order. Very, very good goalie. Very good goalie, but he wasn't happy being back up. He's now going to go and be Leeds' first choice in the Premier League, so it'll be very interesting to see how he does, because I do think he's a Premier League goalie, just not the best he can possibly be. Gorka couldn't get a new work permit, so Gorks is gone. He's gone over to PTM. Absolutely fine. He wanted to go. We couldn't play him. No problem. Off you go, son. And then Callum was desperate to progress, desperate to play for a bigger team, and he's gone to Hull. So, not quite sure how that pans out, son. Hull are in the Premier League, in fairness. But I don't really see them being a bigger team than Coventry. And that kind of sums up our window, really. We've let a lot of what I would probably classify as not deadwood, but a bit of bulk go in the squad. And we've brought in 1 or 2 lads, maybe even 3 or 4 that are first team quality, but I don't think we're deep enough. So you can see, we've not got a massive squad here. We really haven't. Emerson's about to go out to a Saudi Arabian team in Damac. He wanted to go at the end of last season. I wasn't stopping him. Damac also won Ayres. I'm not letting him go. I'm convinced he's going to be a player. But other than that, we really do lack depth. We've got players that are wanted left, right and centre, but we lack a little bit of depth. Even, there's not really anybody in the 21s that I can say, don't worry about it, we'll call on him. I don't really, Griffiths is a potential for the future, but it is only potential. And he's a goalie. So, other than that, not really a lot. We've sent Gary Dunn out on loan. I think I probably told you that already. He's on loan at Preston, possibly his level. We'll see how he comes back. Danny Hughes is a decent centre forward in the 21s, but he's in the 21s. So I am active. I'm active in terms of trying to bring players in. There's a good centre-half there from Celtic. I'll talk to him if we sign him. Again, the same for Simonson. This kid can play in a couple of positions which will be useful for us, but full of ability, full of potential. And then there's one or two others we're in conversations about that are, we've got work permits out for this lad. I really like him. He's quite happy to be a squad player, but he will add a lot of depth and he's strong. 6'4", big unit, happy to get in the box. He's played in the Champions League. Like him. So we're going to try and bring him in. And we're also trying to bring in Eichmann as well. This is a director of football signing. But the scouts are saying that he could potentially gain a lot. Now, if he does become a 4.5-star player, I don't agree with this. So we'll see. In terms of what it's costing us, well, it's absolutely not a lot. It's free and he wants 400 quid a week. So I'm willing to take the gamble on that one. And I'm trying to get this lad who the scouts absolutely adore, but I can't get them to accept an offer. And he wants in the region of 200 grand a week if you listen to his agent. So I'm not entirely sure we're going to follow that through. That's where we're up to. I'm not delighted with the window. I'm not totally dismayed. It has improved us if you look at what the bookies think we're going to do. 18th. So we took a notch up. We're not going to, we're still in the relegation zone, but we are competing with those boys in and around us now. Fulham are the team that have come up that they think are going to kick on, and then you've got Hull and Stoke. Hull, the bigger team that Callum Cam went to, by the way. So look, we are where we are. I'm still at Coventry. I'm happy to still be at Coventry. I'm not disappointed by that. We're going to see where this takes us. We've got a contract that runs till 2034, so we're not in any rush. And I'm still not convinced Coventry's the vehicle to get us where we need to be. So we're okay. Decent money in the bank. Some of that will go. We're doing fine in terms of the wage budget. Even with the lads that we've offered contracts to, we're there or thereabouts. And we know, what's he called? Emerson Royale's likely to go out the door. So, and he's on a fair chunk of money, 50 bags a week. So we're okay. We're okay. Today we're going to take on Everton. It is away from home. Grant wants us to go positive, as he always does. They're playing a formation that actually sometimes does cause us problems, but we'll see. It's been a reasonable pre-season. I'm not disappointed by what we've done, but we've not really played any teams with quality, so we'll see how that goes. Over the weekend, we managed to hit 75 subscribers, which blows my absolute brains out, to be honest with you. But it does show that you're enjoying the save, I think, and I hope you are. And if you are, do feel free to drop likes on what we do. Really appreciate you doing that. Actually, it really helps with getting the video out there for people to see. So it's really kind of you to do that. And welcome aboard. A couple of you have said, you guys do a little bit of coaching on a Saturday or on a Sunday too, and you like the idea of what we're doing. Good. Good. I coach at a fairly decent level. And I'm assistant manager for one team, and I coach a very strong youth team as well. And being able to just bring a little bit of that into the football manager world, he's interested in it, I think. I enjoy it, and like I said, it's a game I'd play anyway. So there we are. That's going to be our team then. So Goller is going to be our number one, as we've said. Martin comes in place of Emerson Royale. He will be on the bench for today, but he's likely to go. I don't think I'll bring him on. MC Hammer and Liette, so they're the two starting centre-halves you saw at the end of last season. Jones-Pugh, Walden on the right, O'Reilly and Dokamunu, Mario centre-forward with Van der Haar and Hassel on the right. He's been great in pre-season, by the way, not trying to preempt anything, and I don't want to put a hoax on it either, but nonetheless, he's been fantastically well. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. In the first game of the season, it'll give us a right good indicator. We're up at Goodison Park. Let's see how we get on. How important is a good performance? These things do my nutting. Every match suspended. Well, we don't know how much of a big loss it will be, do we? Things happen. Up to the squad. Well, you got the board. Then you've got how I want to play, right? The board can be happy that we're in the Premier League. And by the way, the expectation for this season is still to fight to avoid relegation, right? So, you don't want a tight calf on the first day of the season, do you, Jesse? Really? I think that's probably where we are still. You know, we've got to be mindful that we did do quite well last season. I worry about our depth, that's all. I worry about our depth. Let's see. Liete, Pugh. Can we build something from the back? They press quite high, Everton. That's a lovely pass round the corner. Jesse just sets and holds. We don't mind that. Martin, you're looking for him to push forward. He's got a good cross in him. Halsell gets it in the box. Run at him. What can you do, son? Walden. The two wingers combine. Lovely, lovely football. Nice and patient from Hassel as well. He just stood on it. Was quite happy to have his foot on the ball inside the area. There's nothing Everton can do while he's got his foot on the ball inside their box. He can't commit. And then in comes Walden, just floating inside. And Grabara gets an arm to it, but it's only enough to put it into the roof of the net. And absolutely delighted to take the lead. And actually, based on the patterns of play, probably about right. So we'll take that. As Everton have a throw deep in our half. They've worked it well. O'Reilly blocks, but he's got it back. Garner comes back out. Savio Garner, and he tucks it away in the bottom corner. James Garner. They've pegged us back immediately. I'm sure the commentator will say that shortly. Really disappointing. But, you know, there's not a lot Goller can do, in fairness. It's in the far corner. I don't mind that. It's a nice bit of triangular play. It's in the side netting, isn't it? Goller's got his near post covered. Is what it is. 1-1. Shame. But not the worst position in the world. Not the worst position in the world. Be aware, you might get a dog barking in a minute because we've got a delivery man that's just knocked on the door. So anytime soon, the knobhead that is my hound may start barking. I'm not happy with it. It's not unacceptable either. I don't really think revenge, but we're gonna say it because actually, you know, they like a little bit of revenge, these boys. And I don't really remember why we need revenge against Everton, but I'll take any edge we can get. Still got the dominance in terms of possession, which is good. Everton are starting to assert themselves more in the box, which I don't like to see. That Whittaker, I wonder if that's the boy from Blackburn. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Going to let it get to 75 and then we'll think about making some changes. Jones, Pugh's taken a knock, so we're going to do that now. We're going to put a cross and out there, and we're going to make sure he's playing inverted because actually he can do a job doing that because of his ability to pass the football. Anything else we'd probably change? Mario isn't looking great. Carboni's going to come on, I think. Yeah, Carboni's going to come on in that advanced forward role. And then we'll send Camacho on for Dokamunko as well. Get those changes done. Let's see if we can make a difference. We're going to stay balanced. We're going to stay balanced and see if we can just try and edge something, knowing that in the back of our minds, a point up here, not the worst. As the referee says that's going to be a penalty. For what? I'm not entirely sure. Penalty awarded. I mean, why would be my question. The referee lines up for Garner to take. Goller goes the right way, but he's found the corner, and with 3 minutes to go, you've got to assume that that's going to do it for Everton. Despite all our hard work, he tucks it away in the corner, lovely. And it's just the simple stuff, isn't it? It looked like it was probably a nudge in the back, and it's not really what we've deserved up here. We've had the lion's share of the ball, but we've been punished by people or by a team that have just been more clinical. Mario didn't contribute, and that's kind of saying something at the minute. I'm not going to say you did yourselves proud. It wasn't to be. We've got to try and keep the morale up. We're not going to say we come to Everton and expect to win every single time. Credit goes to them. We've got to bounce back. We'll bounce back. It's not, you know, it's an away game. Let's just calm down, Gary. Do I think? No, I don't. I don't think so at all. We deserve far more than that. Just how good was... Yeah, okay, I don't want to comment on individuals. I don't want to comment on individuals, Gary. Did you not hear me the first time? Get out of my face. We just lost up here in Merseyside and I've got to go back to Birmingham. Disappointing. Not what we wanted. We'd have taken a draw. We took the lead first. No, I wouldn't. You're dead right. How long is he out for? 4 to 7 days. That's not the worst. You're all right. Don't worry about that. Who are you watching? Oh, right. You're not having him, Julio, mainly because we don't get on. That's the first reason. We don't get on, you and I. Right the way from when you didn't like me as Curzon Ashton's manager, you still hold a grudge from that. Right. Okay. Well, the opening game's not gone well. Let's see where we're going to reconvene. I think we come back together after the end of the transfer window, and then I'm going to start to accelerate through, because I'm very aware we're in season 10, and I don't want any of you to get bored. If you're not getting bored, great, thank you, but I don't want you to get bored. So we're probably going to come back for the City game, okay? It's at home. We stand a very good chance of getting tated, but it will encompass the last parts of the transfer window, and hopefully you'll see the final squad that we're going to have to go through the winter months with. So that's my plan. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.